cannot control it.
But like on what level?
To a level to where I can manipulate gravity. It's not like we haven't been able to see people like manipulate gravity before in like Naruto, right? So for instance, right, Pain can do the whole like fucking meteor shit, right? How do you think he creates that? Like destroy like entire like continents, right? So how can they create these right in the air if they couldn't defy like gravity? It doesn't seem to imply fourth dimensionality unless you're saying that like Nagato in his weakened state was fourth dimensional, and I don't even think that you could prove that.
No. I'm not saying that if you can like manipulate gravity in a just gravity itself is not a 40 feet. I'm not saying that.
Okay, so then I don't see the point of this scan, because all this scan says is that Kaguya can control the gravity in the dimension she's in.
There's more to this article.
Like, do you agree with that?
With that, manipulating gravity
alone,
is a 40 feet.
Yeah.
Yes. Manipulating gravity itself is not a 40 feet, but I'm going to send some other scans real quick.
Okay. If you could you send different translations of those scans? To make sure that they correlate to each other so I'm not making any mistranslation.
Yeah.
If everyone else wants to go down to like, or sorry, up to another VC, I will have this recorded if y'all want to watch it later. Y'all can speak. Well, never mind then.
Are you debating somebody?
Yeah, no, I'm debating someone, but you can move off with other people if you'd like, because I'm recording it and I'll just post it later.
Debating 40 Kaguya?
Yeah, we're debating 40 Kaguya.
Yo.
What's his argument?
Well, I mean, his initial argument is that Kaguya can control space in her dimension. Not spacing. She can control gravity in her dimension. Therefore, she's 40. That's what it's been so far. Whatever other argument he's made.
I don't see why gravity manipulation is like that's
yeah. That's the point that I made. Yeah.
Unless he's trying to argue gravity forms space-time, which is kind of a weird argument.
You know, buy me a new phone.
Wait, okay, we're getting somewhere here. Reaps, you realize you
buy
just
me a
used
new phone.
Oh my god. Reaps, you've just realized you've used just quantum mechanics, right? And before you used like Einstein's theory of relativity. These two literally can't be meshed together in a lot of situations. So you've contradicted yourself.
Yeah. No, well, in this way, because this article is actually proving that you can, in this certain way, that you can add this certain part of Albert Einstein theory of relativity into
theory of quantum mechanics. So this isn't even like known quantum mechanics. This is a niche nascent theory. This isn't even like this isn't
physics is built on theories.
No. You hold on. You're talking about like this. You realize that this is a theoretical physics, right? That quantum theory is a theoretical physics. It's not an actual physics. They don't use the same word of theory that we do in like evolution and gravity.
Yes, but like literally, on
Theories
every
in
like
theoretical
physics
sense
type
of science is just a theory. Like it means the general word of theory. It means hypotheses or educated hypothesis.
Again, if you let me finish, with physics, it is built on theories that most of physics and stuff to explain of what happens in like mathematical terms is built on theories. And with the quantum mechanics, it explains that. Let me see if
Okay, so
Okay.
that was just a bunch of word salad, except for like 2 words that actually interlocked with each other, right? Either that or you didn't like verbalize what you meant, right? But anyway, so what I was saying is that, right, you've just mentioned that like relativity, right, for your previous statement, but now you're using quantum mechanics, right? These are incompatible. I
No,
don't know
I'm
why you're
using
using these.
I'm using because it literally it says this. It says that you can in this theory in this like certain sense you can merge the theory of relativity in this quantum
Where does it say
mechanics. Let me get it.
Also, if you want, I would like you to prove how it's compatible. I don't just want a statement from Wikipedia saying it is compatible. I want an explanation for why it's compatible.
Okay, so on the scan or in the screenshot I just sent, it says that Einstein he took up a challenge to pretty much
Intercepted
merge
again in a letter to a
both.
friend, Einstein contemplated the challenge of merging general relativity with his other brainchild, the nascent theory of quantum mechanics. Okay, so once again, we're going into specific quantum mechanics. We're not going into general quantum mechanics. That would not merely distort space, but dismantle it. Mathematically, he hardly knew where to begin. How much have I already plagued myself in this way? He wrote. This doesn't even say that it can be. This just says, oh, they tried. It doesn't say an outcome. Can you please tell me the outcome of whether or not they were actually able to like
Yeah, let me get it.
And by the way, guys, this is all in scans.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Like, I just like I can't see any way of why. Like, I don't see how any of this leads to her being 4D. See, the thing is, I could accept all of this, right? And you could prove that, like, okay, well, like, she could do all this, right? And she could be 4D. But it isn't the most like it isn't like the most probable, and I don't even think that you've like determined its probability. For instance, right? I don't think the author knows any of this. I don't think the author is a quantum physicist, and I certainly don't think that the author knows how like fourth dimensions work. So like, if you want to tell me like this is what the author had in his head when he was when he was conveying like the actual scaling of Kanye, I would call that absurd, and I think everyone else would as well. But you can go ahead.
Yes, I can agree to that. And some point that this probably isn't the author's intent. There's a lot of things you can say,
Wait,
a lot of
hold on.
probabilities.
That's a concession.
Sure, if you want to think of it like that.
No.
But
That's literally a concession. Going against author intent is a fallacy. You're literally diluting the story.
it.
You're misinterpreting the story. That you literally just said what your entire argument is a misinterpretation.
I
That
said
is
you
what that
could
means.
use it as that.
No, you didn't. You said it's probable.
Yes, it's probable, which means
So
could.
that you believe, right? You believe. No. Could is more ambiguous, right? Could just means, right, that it could be the case, but probable means that it's probably the case. So, if anything, you
I
think
hope you
I'm
realize
more
that.
justified,
No,
right, in saying that
when I say that it's
you are
probable,
justified
I'm
in saying
meaning
this.
that it's. When I say that it was probable, I'm meaning that there's probably a way that you can interpret it in that way. But as right now, I don't see a way to interpret that way, because
That is not what you said.
I said it was probable, which
Yeah,
means
probable implies that it's more probable than anything else. If I say it's probable the sun is going to rise tomorrow, right? Am I saying that, oh, it could rise tomorrow? No, I'm not. I'm not making that general term. I'm meaning a very specific thing. It's probable. Not that it's possible, it's probable. That it has a high likelihood of happening. So the fact that you said that's a high likelihood that I'm right is an implicit concession.
Again, no, because I said it's probable. I don't know why you're interpreting that I said that it was a concession. Because one, no. When I say probable,
Because
I mean
one,
that
no.
it could.
Okay, once again, right? Possibility is a subset of could, but it's way more specific than could. If I say that it's if I say it's probable the sun is going to rise, that means it's almost definitely going to rise, right? It's
That's a
more
bad
likely it's
analogy,
going to
to be
rise.
honest. Because
Okay, can you explain why it's a disanalogy, please?
okay, if you say that it's probable for a sun to rise, obviously the sun's going to rise unless
Fine, then
the
let
sun
me make
blows
a
up.
wrong claim, right? It's more probable the sun isn't going to rise. Did I just make a claim that it's more probable that something is going to happen rather than another thing? Yes. This is just probabilistic logic. I don't know why you're having difficulty with this.
Well, you're interpreting my way of what I said into a concession,
Then
which it
clarify
wasn't.
your words. Don't get into like what you
Again,
said and what you meant.
Again, you can say that probable and could be is like the same thing.
No, you can't. Probable means there's an
Yes,
like,
you can.
oh my god. Probable means the very specific thing, right? Probable says that it's more probable, like it's more probable. So like if I say it, right, that it's probable that I'm gonna trip over that chair. Am I saying I could trip over that chair? Technically, maybe. I could be implying that. I could be
Yes.
like, oh, it's 50-50. I could be. Except the thing is, I can't. I say that I could be, but I can't. Because if I say it's probable that I'm going to trip over that chair, I'm at least stating more than a 50% chance. It's probable. If it wasn't probable, it wouldn't be more than 50%.
Again,
If you
the
want, we can get the definition
of could
of
is like the definition of could is like indicate possibility. So it's a possibility that can happen. I'm saying that
possibility and
there's
probability are different things.
Again, I was saying the definition of could, not probability.
Okay, you literally didn't use the word could. You used the word probable.
I said
You
could.
then after
I said the
fact,
definition of
you
could.
then after
I said the
have it on
definition
recording.
of could
I literally
indicates
have it on
possibility.
recording. And yeah, that's what you just
Okay,
said,
go
not
look
what
at
you
the
said
recording.
originally.
I said
What you said originally is that it's probable. After I made the point about you not like you misinterpreting author intent, right? Sorry, not misinterpreting author intent, denying author intent. And then you said that's probable. Or sorry, you said that's probably the case. They're your exact words
You said
That's
probably.
probably the case. Now, when you said, "Oh, I meant could," you shouldn't use the word probable. Okay, so either concede that you shouldn't use the word probable and continue with the argument, or say what you meant and then like say sorry for like saying probable, I guess, because you've led down this rabbit hole now because I misinterpreted your language. Or sorry, not your language. I interpreted your language perfectly. You misinterpreted your own language. You put language forward that didn't actually like mean what you meant. Okay, I just got up the definition of probable. Likely to be the case or to happen. So it's a likelihood. Could is like can go anywhere on the probability scale, right? It can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% up to like 99 to 100%. However, probable means more likely. So anything past 50%. And that's in like a dichotomy setting, right? If I have like two possible outcomes and one is more than 50%, that's the more probable outcome. So do you concede to that? You're not conceding the argument, but I want you to concede that I'm right about the word.
Do you leave?
Hello?
I think you left.
Reaps.
He didn't
Hello?
leave.
Are you back? Could you hear me?
He was moved.
no, I couldn't hear anything like the past like 5, whatever.
Fuck. Okay, you've been memed. Okay, so I just got up the definition of probable, so I'll read it out again. Okay. Probable. Likely to happen or to be the case.
Yes, which is what I was implying, that it's
So yeah, so you concede.
No, I was implying that you could probably find a way to get it there, But as of right now, I don't see that happening.
No. What you said, right, was when I mentioned that you could be misinterpreting author intent, or that you are misinterpreting author intent. You said that's probable, or that's sorry, your exact
I said
wording
probably.
is sorry, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to. Your exact wording is that's probably the case. That exact sentence. So if you want me to get up the word probably, I imagine it's going to say the same thing, but I don't want to do that.
Probably
I'll
the
do it.
definition is almost certainly, as far as
So
one knows.
Congratulations, you've made it better for me.
Again, almost certainly
certain.
does not mean
It's almost certain
almost
that I'm
certain.
right, and you have admitted that.
Almost certainly does not equal true. Does not mean facts.
We're not talking about truth, we're talking about knowledge.
Again, almost certainly does not equal what you're hinting at.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to go over this. You, by your own admission of the definition of probably, have said that I am, if not like correct, I am the closest to correct I can be in saying that I'm right and you're wrong. That is your own admission. That is your own words. I am not misinterpreting your words. Now, if I'm misinterpreting your meaning, that's your bad, because I'm not misinterpreting the words. You're misinterpreting the meaning. Sorry, I'm misinterpreting the meaning, if that's in fact not what you meant. However, these words mean exactly what I think they do, because we just went through 3 definitions. We went through could, we went through probable, and then we went through probably. And in every one of them, I was right on what that meant. However, you only said one of them in the beginning, and you said probably, which is the word that I use to say that you've implicitly conceded by saying that I am probably right.
When I said probably, I was intending that you can probably find a way to get to the author that I'm like.
No.
Yes.
What I had said,
yes.
right? What I had said is that the author didn't intend this, and probably.
And I said you can
intend this, and then you said that's probably true.
I said you could probably find a way to get to that.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Did anyone here remember him saying that? Didn't everyone remember him saying that's probably the case? Okay, verbatim, that's probably the case. Those are the words you said. Don't try to shift your words and saying you said you could. Don't try and shift your words and saying you said, oh, well, you probably find a way to get around that. No, that's not what you said. The statement was, you are probably, like, that's probably the case, which is the case I posited, which means you're saying that I'm probably right in you misinterpreting author intent. So if you're misinterpreting author intent and that's probably the case, that's an implicit concession on your part. I win.
Again, no, because I said probably. When I said probably,
however,
yeah, because you keep trying to say
because
you keep
I
trying to
keep
debunk the argument.
reassuring what I'm saying. Now, if you want to, I'm giving you a way out. If you say that you didn't mean that, that's fine. But I'm gonna need a concession that you.
Okay, sure, I did not mean that.
Okay, so you didn't know what the words meant.
No, I knew what the words meant.
So how can you know what the words meant, but then used them in the wrong terms to what you're trying to mean? That's just lying.
I didn't use it in the wrong terms. I said it's probably the case, which means that it's probably that it could happen. It's not
okay.
defined as true.
Last time, I'm going to tell you what you said. I said, right, this is your.
I already know what I said. I said it's probably the case. I said it's probably the case.
Congratulations. But you said it after I had specifically made a claim about you misinterpreting author intent. And then you said that's probably the case. If you concede, right, that it's probably the case that you're misinterpreting author intent, you've said I'm probably right. That's a concession. You don't have to make a claim of absolute knowledge about my being right. That's not what we're debating here. We're debating about who is more likely to be right, because now you've made a claim that I am more likely right than you.
As of right now, yes, because I didn't even get to finish my I didn't even get to finish my article that I was going to send more scans of that go more into detail with the time space.
REAPS. Every time I've asked you about the quantum mechanics shit and how he proves that they can be compatible, you've sent me things that don't prove it can be compatible. So at this point,
I was literally working on that when we were talking. I was working on that when we was talking.
At this point,
I was working on that. I'm literally on the article with the screenshot in my hand.
At this point, I am left to assume that you don't have any substantive evidence for why Kaguya, right? Given this, like this Einstein theory, who you haven't even proven to be modernly correct, right? You've proved it to be like scientifically correct in his day, sure. However, you haven't proved that Einstein's theory of relativity hasn't been edited in the modern age, which it almost definitely has. It definitely happened to a lot of other people. For instance, it happened to Darwin, Darwin's evolutionary theory, right? A lot of things Darwin got was wrong, and it's been like refined over years. So what I want to tell you is I want to tell you that since this is like an old theory, right? A relatively old theory. I want you to prove it's modernly, at least this part, modernly accepted.
Okay.
What the fuck happened?
Is the debate over?
No, the
Everybody
debate's not
just
over. I've asked him for evidence.
Oh, okay.
why would you go into a debate without no evidence?
I don't know either, but I'll give him time.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't gonna debate, get all this.
How much of his points did he concede?
He conceded on the language point.
Yeah, what's the debate?
Whether or not Kaguya is 4D. Well, giving his argument.
Oh. So like it was you versus Reaps or what?
Yeah, me versus Reeves.
So who won?
We haven't finished. So far, I think everyone would say I'm winning, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of dominating.
Bro, why are people saying I'm popping off in chat? I've been like this. What do you mean? Loose killers, you said when you get in VC, you cry for your opponent. Yo, loose killer, you funny, bro.
Remember to unmute them later so I don't have to do it.
I got you. I'll probably do after this. Yo, Reeps, if you could hurry up, like, fucking Christ.
Hello.
What's up, Cog?
Hello. I'm back. Oh.
How long were you here before?
Okay, I just said something that says scientists have largely tested general relativity predictions in weak gravitational fields such as those on Earth and in the solar system, and it pretty much says that Einstein's right, at least for now, which proves that it can work.
In the presence of much stronger gravitational fields such as those... Okay, bro, can you... Hold on, sorry, I'm not talking to you. God, can you mute? Can you mute, God? Wait, who's echoing?
God is deafened.
No,
He
okay.
deafened.
In the presence of much stronger gravitational fields, such as those of supermassive black holes, through the lurk virtually all large galaxies, researchers might discover violations of general relativity. Congratulations, you've literally just made my point stronger. You've given me evidence.
Again, you did not read the last part. It says Einstein is right, at least for now.
Wait, hold on. Why would I need to read anymore? When it literally says, right, when we're talking about things such as like supermassive black holes, which you would like, which aren't even 4D, right? They aren't even 4D. But when we're talking about a fourth dimensional,
obviously, but it has to deal with the gravitational pull that
when
deals
we're talking
with
about
space-time.
a fourth dimensional character, it's infinitely, if not, sorry, transcendently above infinite third dimensions, right? So if we're talking about this, right, then it would be much stronger than this, much stronger than a black hole. And then if we're talking about this, like this specifically, you're using weak gravitational fields. Weak. So sure, Einstein's right in terms of weak gravitational pulls, right? It predicts weak gravitation, but it isn't specific enough in terms of quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is specific. It tells us how things happen in greater masses. That's why quantum mechanics is more like interpreted these days. It's more fucking like studied.
Yes, but this article is entirely about how the theory of relativity fits into quantum mechanics. Literally,
Researchers might discover violations of general relativity that could lead to new theories that might help explain cosmic mysteries such as dark matter and dark energy. And since San Andrea, co-author of the research and astronomy professor at the University of California. Okay, perfect. So now that we have evidence, right, for like Kaguya being like a fourth, like if you think you think that Kaguya is 4D, right?
Yes.
All right.
I believe that she made a 4D construct.
Congratulations. Now what you've done, right, is that you've said that she's made a 4D construct, which is infinitely, if not, sorry, transcendently greater than infinite 3D. Gravitational fields of massive black holes and shit, right, are nothing in comparison to what Kaguya is doing. It does not apply to Kaguya. Congratulations. None of this applies to Kaguya.
Again, gravity deals with time-space.
None of this applies to Kaguya. Did you not hear what I said? Your own evidence contradicts your stance. Okay, I'm gonna take the dub. Are we done?
What happened?
Oops, are we done? Reaps. Okay, I'm gonna take my W now.
Hello, Reed. There?
Is he there?
Hello?
Here, I'm gonna disconnect him
I think
so
Reaps
he can
is...
join back
Hold
on his own.
No, I could have moved him.
I think he might be trying to find new scans.
Yeah, he can still reply. Like, literally, he just gave me evidence to contradict his whole position, so I think I win.
Oh.
Put a 1 in chat if you think I won, and put a 2 in chat if you think he won.
Damn. I wonder what Kishimoto would think of the scaling community.
he'd probably think y'all are stupid, to be honest.